my Omad fast breaking meal. I eat only 1 time a day. And in this video, I will be eating it. It feels great to be ripped with a 6-pack. So I eat only 1 time a day. And I just broke my fast in the end of the previous stream. Took a bite less than 3 minutes ago. So this will be the continuation of eating my Omad meal. No supercheck today. Good night, B1, B2. Yeah, so I eat only 1 time a day. That takes discipline, which like most people don't do it. The reason why the average Christian is so pathetically and contemptibly weak is because they lack discipline. And they're lovers of pleasures more than lovers of God. So pleasure eating, they eat to get a, especially from sugar, which is like a drug. It gives like feel good buzz, okay, eating. That's why they do 3 times a day. When I do what I do, eat once a day towards the end of the day. That's also why an average Christian man watches porn. I don't watch porn. I don't even masturbate once a week. I look at porn. So, if you're a Christian man, we need to have this. And that's what works. Some like hyper gracious or like people that are just wrong will be like, oh, you should be guided by this. I don't care what has worked for me to improve my Christian walk. Get sin patterns under control, quitting drinking 100%, which is the last thing that I quit. Okay, after quitting sugar, it's like quitting porn, quitting alcohol. So it's like close to 4 months now, not a drop of alcohol. See, what has worked for me is that I wait until I feel like quitting to quit. I wait until I feel like reading the Bible. I wait until I feel like giving the gospel. I wait until I feel like praying. Because then you don't end up doing it. No discipline. I'm going to read the Bible every day, pray every day. I'm not going to do this. I'm not going to do that. See? And when you quit something you're addicted to, internet porn, sugar, you're going to have to endure hardness. Not have to endure hardness against all of Jesus Christ. Because most Christian men are like little boys. We're not Christian boys, Christian sissies. Because they don't push themselves to do things that require them to endure hardness. I'm going to quit sugar cold turkey. They haven't had that experience. I'm quitting sugar cold turkey. And it's like they wake up and they say, I feel bad. And then you can make the hardness, their bad feeling, stop by eating something. And you do. Rather than I'm going to stay feeling bad because I'm enjoying this hardness. Then eventually get to the point where I cannot addict to sugar anymore. And it's easy to stay off. You're going to go from watching porn frequently to not watching it. You're going to feel like doing it, and it's going to feel hard to say no. So, I eat only 1 time a day. Omad fasting. And here's today's Omad meal. Omad means 1 meal a day, which means I fast for 3 hours. Here's the grand post-meal also supplements, meaning all the supplements I take after finish eating. Typically, I have a super shake with my meal too. I couldn't find the lid for my shaker bottle, so no super shake today. And as I said before, so said again, one of my Omad meals, like high fat, high protein, typically low carb. It's a very nutrient dense meal, meaning like the size of the meal to how much stuff is packed into it if it's good. Most people look at food as a pleasure source. I look at food, you don't know me some. So, to quote David Goggins, I've seen people sometimes like they're, because I'm a man that's superior to most people. I look better in my face, body, I have better character. Mike is disciplined, exercises fast, talks about he doesn't watch porn. And it's like the very looks of the righteous reprove them. The very looks of the wicked reprove them. Okay? So, I get people coming in comments like they try to say they think that it can hurt my feelings. So sometimes I have videos, the comments was like, "Mike, your food looks like it tastes like crap," and it's like more a compliment. Okay, so I don't look at food as a pleasure source. I look at it as a nutrient delivery system, something that I need to do every day. Okay, it's like I should eat once a day. See, and otherwise I have to use this spoon to eat. Now I gotta make something to eat. Okay, so I enjoy not eating more than I enjoy eating. I enjoy more like the state, like the fasted state, and there's certain effects that kick in after a certain amount of time fasting. Okay, so I don't look at food. I'm like, how I do food. I'm not paid as a chef. I can make really tasty food too. Okay, now I'm not being paid to make tasty food, and I'm not cooking for a friend on a birthday or something like this. So for me, it's like I don't like try to make it as tasty as possible. My mentality is my food is a nutrient delivery system. A lot of people have this eating for pleasure thing. See, eating for pleasure, and I do that once or twice a month. Have a cheat day, and I go pig out. And if you pig out too much too often, you end up looking like one. See, so I keep that like that mentality, like eating for pleasure, to 1 or 2 days a month, something like this, a cheat day. And that day I eat something unhealthy, and like something sweet. So, yeah. A lot of people love for pleasure more love for God. That's why they eat several times a day. High sugar diet, because sugar is a drug, gives you like a hit of feel good chemical. That's why they watch porn. That's why they don't exercise it. Okay, they don't do anything really hard that they choose to do. See? They don't choose to do something that's really hard and uncomfortable, because they have a mentality where they're living to avoid pain and seek pleasure, mostly. So this is not the try to get you to like me channel. Mike Sai is not here to make friends. Mike Sai is a guy who makes live streams talking about himself in the third person. And Mike Sai likes to tell you that he doesn't like people being weak by choice. Okay? You'll know me some. David Goggins is the Mike Sai we have at home, by the way. I've been looking to try getting drafted to the Saints, okay? Like the Ireland had like the Heartfields Union negotiations with the nerd union or something like this. Be like the hardcore union have a press conference. It's like we're gonna keep ignoring you guys unless you get a haircut and a shave or something like this. Okay, so like the Saints, I'm working to. I want to get David Goggins paid for the Saints. We need David Goggins on our side, taking soul seed, because being a Christian, it's not a lazy band Christian, but what I'm doing is soul winning. If that's going to gospel tracting, talking to people about Christ on YouTube or elsewhere, that's soul winning. It's called. That's what you're trying to win a soul to the Lord. See, so we need David Goggins. Men like me and David Goggins can really do things for the Lord. They have a warrior mentality, not a sissy mentality. He's willing to do hard things. Okay. So, yeah, I'm the head of the Christian union, and I'm like a draft pick. Okay, I'm calling for David Goggins to get saved so we can have him out here taking souls the right way. I imagine give him like a stack or gospel tracks that I write. It's like this big, 100,000 gospel tracks, and he goes running across America, and like commits to every person he meets, he's going to get a gospel tract along the way. Probably get 240 people saved, or 24. This is good stuff. Yeah, so I don't really trash talk people in their 40s, 50s, like for not being ripped with a six pack. Okay. Now, if you're in your 20s and have a dad's bone, you got a problem. So, that's a point. I believe if you lived in a world where everybody was so brainwashed and poisoned by the satanic deep state, you have like more than 50% of men in their 20s will be having like at least a flat stomach, and a lot of people will be having visible abs. Okay, I consider that's a sign of a healthy male in his 20s, having a flat stomach, and so it's like the percentage. It shouldn't be like 1 in 10,000 men. It should be like 1 in 1,000 men in the 20s have a six pack, visible ab muscles. It should be like every other guy should have like visible abs. If it's a 4-pack or 6-pack or whatever, or at least a flat stomach. If not, you're doing something wrong. You're attacking testosterone, you're eating too much, you're moving too little. If you're in your 20s, you're in a male prime. Most men never had, well, a lot of men never had they squander their prime years. You never get those back. When you're in your 20s, 30s, that's your male peak, your male prime. We have peak testosterone levels, is what I'm most down to. Where it's easy for you to get in shape. It's easy for you to excel at sports, okay? A lot of people, they just spend their time playing video games, which is not bad on themselves, I do that too. But it's like they're not really doing something. They squander their male prime, okay? And then we live like the other men by watching sports, like the UFC. It's like, wow. And what is the draw? It's vicariousness. It's the same, I've analyzed the psychology of this. The draw for men in sports is a big part of it is like the vicariousness. Like you look at a guy running across a football field and things like this, and you feel like you're a part of it, and it kind of almost feels like you're the guy. So, wow, this guy is physically powerful and fast, and he can fly through there and jump fast and hit hard and things like this. He's physically powerful. And look at it, you feel the same. Okay? So, but if you're in your 20s and male prime, why don't you do something? Because it's like me looking at a UFC match, that's not as exciting to me. It's me, like I'm looking at that from passion. It feels more fulfilling and entertaining to be in the driver's seat, throwing punches. I'm moving fast, I'm hitting hard, I'm busting around. See? So a lot of men scored in the male prime years. And then they hit like 6 and never had like a period of time where it's like, well, I used to be, okay. I used to be, in my 20s, they did this or that. Here's another thing. If you do Omad fasting, fasting is a secret spice. but it's like an invisible spice. Which like if you fast long enough, it makes the food taste better. If you didn't eat for 18 plus hours, 20 plus hours, when you do eat, anything you eat tastes a lot better than if you eat several times a day. Just like the not having eaten for a long time, it really makes you the food taste like that. Okay, so even like bland food is like it tastes really good. It's like an invisible spice. Fasting, hours fasting, it's like an invisible spice. A spice you don't add. It's like the time spent not eating is the spice. This is really good. I didn't really try to make it taste really good. It's just like healthy spices, healthy fats, this, that, and the other thing. End up with being really tasty. Yeah. So my girlfriend, she updated me the other day. She sent off a message, honey, there's something going on. And it's like Burma or Myanmar or whatever. They have some conflict with Thailand. And I told her if there's a war when it comes to kill you, you hide and your dad is fighting. Okay, you hide if they come to kill everybody in Thailand, you hide, and then your dad do the fighting. The next time I told her if the Thai government can invite me and they just give me a gun and take me over there, I can kill everybody. They don't need to have the whole army involved. Just put a gun in my hand and point the direction to Burma and Myanmar or whatever. I just go in there. They just need to give me a rifle, a lot of bullets, and get me out there. And I ended myself. Okay, you need like a whole tank battalions. Just put a gun in my hand. I just told where the camp is. I go in there. I be like Arnold Schwarzenegger in the Terminator or something like this. Okay. Yeah. It's really good. Yeah, if they go to war, I'm rooting for Thailand. I don't think it's gonna be war. My favorite nuts are cashew nuts, pistachios, also macadamias are good. There's a celebrity that grows macadamias. She's called Roseanne Barr. She has a macadamia nut farm. She's a nut job. She's got a job. She's very lucky. Very nut job. The thing as a nut job is working at a farm. Yeah, so just eat them one time a day. Especially if I really want to make sure I get like a lot of protein. I like to have a super shake. If I would eat this, and let's say it gets to a point where it's like I can't have it more, it's like my stomach is so full. Yeah, I can't have another bite. This I say okay. No, what I know is you can always get liquid, so I can get liquid protein. See, but it's like if you eat a meal, it's like at a restaurant, you're all full. You can most of the time get a milkshake down or something like that. Something that liquid form of Coca-Cola after you finished. Like you're 95% full, but you can get like half a liter liquid in it. So if the liquid is a protein shake, that's a way to maximize. Where it's like there's a limit to how much you can kind of matter, how much stuff you can put in the stomach until you feel like you can't have anymore. And at that point, you can have a super shake. and I get it, I guess, a little protein. So this meal had 2 cornflakes, 5 Woodlands hot dogs. Um, well, beans in tomato sauce. This was more than overcooked. Sometimes I will put all on top of the fillets or fläckar, so don't get it dry. But it's like the protein is not evaporating, it's like warm. I mean, it's cooked, like almost too overcooked. It's not burnt or charred. It has a chewy texture to it. I actually prefer it. Because like most people say it's overcooked. I actually prefer it just like this. I have like a chewiness to it. On the outside it's like tough, on the inside, so it has some like, on the outside of it, and it has like a chewy thing in it. Let's flip it around. Put the flash on. I keep my environment at kind of low light most of the time. Not here. Look at that. Yeah, so close to 4 months now, not a drop of alcohol, couldn't alcohol. I accepted a challenge, like a 4-year not drinking. And I'm close to 4 months without a drop of alcohol. I had a dream. I was dreaming about drinking alcohol and eating chocolate, okay? Previously on Lost. Previously on Lost. Mike SAHA is a man who dreams of a man who dreamt of chocolate is the episode. So here's the point. Yesterday I was dreaming about drinking alcohol. Okay. So I don't remember exactly, but I think I was drinking some alcohol. Okay. It just never happened. So and I don't have any regrets with it. So, here's the hot dogs. Well, if you're Mike SAHA the watch, you know all my swollen hot dogs, don't you? Okay, at least not that kind of video. The ones that you watch at night where it's warm hot dogs and looking at people. I feel like a lot of your guys that might get into these things and I won't be surprised. You might start haters. Yeah, that's why I'm cool though. I was having Billboard shower sauce the other day after I had a visit with my permanent member. But after I was showering, I was having shower sauce. Yeah, I should have told him this. Somebody's like, hey, mother, how can you tell me, okay? And I played back the scenes. I'm like, okay, maybe I could have done this. Maybe I should have punched him in the mouth. But it's okay. See, and it's like, after a while, like, no, it isn't the best thing. No. Yeah, I think they can hear me chewing. And the chirping, here's my analysis. I think they're like being a good friend. Because part of body flock dynamics is looking out for each other. Bodies have to look out for each other. And part of it is like chirping, and it's like non-agitated, fearful terms. Is that the other bodies know that, like the other bodies are not stressed about something they might not. And if one body is eating, that's like especially when bodies are like stressed because they can't want to. And if the other body's like, hey, all is well, all is well, kind of. So I won't be surprised to hear me eating, and it's like, oh, I'm on chirp God. Like, everything's cool. I'm not seeing anything. Just trust me out. Okay. But he was kind of tell story too. And it's not the first time. I like bunch the good birds. Good pets for both dogs and beagles and people with autism. Well, especially if you have like the severe retardation effect from autism with like MR status, because it makes the pet more relatable to having a bird brain, like a literal bird brain. So it's like if you're MR, okay, some people with autism end up being like Elon Musk on the test or something like this. Other people get the MR autism. Okay, like the autism we have at home and not like the fancy glitzy autism, okay, that you end up running like a company or something, it's only X. Or being like Bill Gates where you're wanting to put stuff into African babies or something, it's like whatever, it's like free buys or whatever it's given. So that's the point. Okay, it's just so it's like with age like this who needs whatever. So here's the thing. I don't know what he's giving, but it might be some wise discontent. I would be surprised. That's the point. Bodies have good pets for targeted videos. I'm not even gonna. I must joke about autism by the way, yet if you're watching this. So that's okay. So that's the point. I need to look for my autism card because it gives me certain privileges to do that. I can joke about it with less fear of reprisals from Masa. Okay, on YouTube Masa. Mike makes videos. He makes jokes. Yes, I make jokes. Okay, take it or leave it. So people don't like the jokes, they can stop watching my videos. So that's the point. Yeah, okay. Selling budgets as a pet to you, like the concept. I'm not a budget breeder. But what makes budgets good pets? Well, for targeted videos, you've heard about candles in the common before. So it makes it harder for the program to pump gas into the apartment as a way to take you out. And then be like, why was the target found dead in bed and the pets? See, it's something that makes it a little bit harder to pull that way of attacking you off without raising eyebrows. Especially with our social media, I'm not talking about what to take me out. And it's like, if you get found dead and you have birds and they're also dead, there's a smaller dose of gas in the air that is required to kill a body than a human, which I had cancer in combine. Because the LD50 or something is lower for a bird is small than for a human, which means if there's this much ppm at certain concentration of a gas in the air, like that much, okay, it's like slowly go, this much kills a budgie, okay, or a canary. And it's not against this time we can kill a human, okay? So it's like once the sounds of the lambs, the sounds of the canaries, once and they also burst to chirp all the time. Like they're constantly chirping. So it's like, it's like an inverse biological law. Because a fire alarm starts making noise when there's a problem. And the birds will be stopped making noise when there's a problem. And possibly before that, if they detect something, they'll be like, "Ah, ah, ah," okay, and then it gets quiet. So, here's the point. Also, for people, basically, what do I like about the bodies? They're low maintenance, okay? Which means I need to put in, at worst, water and seed once a day. Water I don't even need to put in once a day. Seed I like to fill up with seed once a day. But I have to open it and put in some seed every day. And not even once a day, I don't have to replace the water. I use filtered water and then it's like a special type of water that lasts longer. Not going bad. I'm not going to get into detail. I had to do 60 clams. That's the point. Yeah, so the low maintenance, the good pets. I don't need to walk them, see. So it's like, I'm a stay-at-home person. I don't like to go outside. And if I would have a pet like a dog, it's like I have to go outside every day. Okay. And I don't like going outside too much. So the low maintenance, easy to take care of the cute. They're pleasant. They make pleasant noises. It's rare that they like annoy with the noises. They make pleasant noises. This is a piece of the chicken. Thailand is what's called a revolutionary culture, it's called, where it's another thing that I think is like my money would be on Thailand when it's the fourth. What was it, Burma or Myanmar, whatever? Because they have had fightings and kind of military coups ever since like this several times. So they have some like experience with like the military in the street and things like this. So I would first of all be rooting for Thailand to win. Secondly, my money would be on that. I don't even remember, was it Burma or Myanmar? It should be this recently. Another thing, like an effect of having a revolutionary culture, like Thailand, is it keeps the rulers kind of on the toes. Where it's happened the last 20 years, these 3 times, there's like this a coup. And people are taking arms and deposing or something like this. So it keeps the rulers on the toes, where it's like less likely to be like we're just gonna, I don't know, go from like 5 to 95% taxes next week, and like make it illegal to operate a food stamp or something like this, because it's like most likely gonna have a coup, okay? They have a protest. And it's like just like part of the culture. It's bad enough to get out of the streets. Thailand border. Here, Thailand-Cambodia tensions. Okay. Thai army says ready to respond to any violation of its territory.
Malaysian Prime Minister Ahmad Ryan has urged Thailand and Cambodia to exercise restraint and to de-escalate tensions amid a simmering border dispute that flared last week, killing one Cambodian soldier. He expressed hope that both countries would work towards a peaceful and comprehensive resolution. Mr. Anwar also remained confident that ASEAN's peaceful dispute resolution would provide a strong foundation for addressing this disagreement. Following a joint meeting with the army, Thai Prime Minister Paetongtarn Shinawatra says the military stands ready to defend the country's sovereignty. The army previously issued a strong warning saying it could launch a high-level operation if necessary, the firmest stance it has taken since the start of the skirmish. Prime Minister Shinawatra, however, stressed that her government will push to settle the dispute peacefully.
การเจรจาและกองทัพออกมายืนยันแล้วว่าตอนนี้เหตุการณ์ทุกอย่างก็เตรียมพร้อมทุกรูปแบบสำหรับการสถานการณ์ทุกสถานการณ์ซึ่งกองทัพเองได้ทราบอยู่แล้วว่าเหตุการณ์หน้างานเป็นยังไงแล้วก็ปะทะหรือยังนะคะอันนี้ก็เป็นการตัดสินใจของกองทัพที่เราก็ให้ที่หน้างานเนี่ยต้องดูเลยว่ามันต้องปะทะหรือเปล่า
We told me that Cambodians have a little bit of a bad reputation in Thailand because they said something about they come to Thailand for work and then they are bad. Okay. They act out or they not behave themselves. Getting close to the final stretch of the Omad. They took the one. Thanks for looking out for me, guys. The first one to eat is what I believe what they're doing is to hear me eating. I didn't know the sound of my eating. Okay, it's not typically like they see cracks, but it's they know like the sound of my chewing, so they know I'm eating. And then correlated with me beginning to eat is them beginning to chirp. So if it was just a general sound that respond to. I think they might be doing like the body flock thing, was like, oh, you're eating, it's like, I'm looking out for you. And nothing, all is well, all is well, all is well, all is well. And I'm not seeing any snakes, I'm not seeing any hawks, okay, I'm still not seeing any snakes, no hawks, no snakes, no hawks. I'm not seeing it, but I'm not seeing the snakes now either. And then it's like the other body's like feels calm because I can eat in peace. The other body's like chirping, relaxed, and it's not freaking out about something. Okay, that's how I interpret it. So. I think Thailand ordered some airplanes from Sweden. JAS. JAS. JAS 39. I think it could be possibly E for export also. Oh. I'm reaching for my sausage down here. That's a piece of sausage fell down. Oh, it's on the floor too. So here's the point. Yeah, that's a Mukbang Omad fighter though. I airplane in Sweden export. Sweden has been exporting a number of arms tech. The Carl Gustav recalled this rifle they use on music comes from Sweden. The aim point that they used to have. The optic aim point that's also made in Sweden by a Swedish company. The AP4, which its Swedish designation is P86. And then America have notified this, but Sweden has exported the JAS 39 JAS, which is an acronym for Jet Attack Spawning, Hunt Attack Recon. Okay, so it's JAS, Hand Attack Recon. Or in Swedish, Jakt. Attack spaning. It's a multiple finder. And I think the export version has an E added to it. If I remember right. Jaws 39 E or something. E for export. I'm gonna Google it actually. Might pull up Jaws 39 export. See. Inconclusive. A and C. Oh, E models. Yeah, yes, I did get clear on it. But it's an E version. Also the Archer, I think it's called. Where it's a multiple round simultaneous impact howitzer. It's 120 millimeter, I think 122, and it's on a track. And you can have a barrage, like an instant barrage. So it has a feature, the fire control system, you can go like 5 rounds and then designate the targets on. And then it goes kind of like this, bang, 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 and then all rounds hit at the same time. See, so if you just keep like this, bang, 3 seconds and bang, it'll be one, once you start impacting the target. Bang, 3 seconds and bang. Now if you go bang, let's say it takes 12 seconds for the round to reach the target at this area, and you go like this, maybe it takes 8 seconds. Go like this, maybe it takes 6, and whatever. So you time it to where automatic was that they all hit like 5 rounds of this at the same time. What is an advantage of that? Well, one advantage is you're more likely to have more infantry casualties, because if you're firing at a place that has trench systems or like a general cover, if one round impact, now you know you're facing artillery, there is one your position, and people would run for cover. They will jump in the ditch, they will jump in the trench, something like this. So if all of them hit at the same time, you're not responding to like, oh, there was bang exposure over there, and maybe they walk in the next round because they need to get into shelter. And once the next round impacts, you're in shelter. So that's like a direct hit in the trash. I like to get you. We need direct. So that's the advantage. Like the option. Yeah, I was looking for Thailand, but I don't think there will be something. Thailand's military is too strong. But I think I don't think that Cambodia will invade us like this. Yeah, so I think I'll finish up. Yummy, yummy, my tummy. Yeah, okay. Actually, this little bit of grease in there, and a little bit more of this. So this will go stale if I just leave it like this, right? Might as well finish it up. Typ därför är det som har omvänt med på min hour. Varje evening, you know. There's something about corn. I like corn. Thailand Army short operationscentrum ett Kambodjas fartyg från 2005 som anlitade.
It will now control the opening and closing of all border checkpoints along the Thailand border.
Jag går till kitchen get some more four. So this looks like a Hummer, or similar to a Hummer. Maybe inspired by the Hummer. And we have a hairstyle that had done on top.
This follows the deadly clash on May 28th in Ubon Ratchathani province, where a Cambodian soldier was killed in an unmarked border zone. In its latest statement, the Thai army accused Cambodia of provoking hostilities.
There have been AGL possibly. If you look at how big the bill is, might be an automatic grenade launcher.
Provoking hostilities, it claims Cambodian troops and civilians have repeatedly crossed into troops and civilians. Its claim.
Looks like they might have neck coats on the border armor. This kind of
Cambodian troops and civilians have repeatedly crossed into Thai territory while simultaneously building fortifications and deploying military equipment. The army stressed that these actions indicate a clear intent to use force. Thai Defence Minister and Deputy Prime Minister Phumtham Wachai reaffirmed Bangkok's rejection of any violation of sovereignty.
Thailand has the right to defend its borders, so Cambodia comes
back troops from disputed areas.
and this incursion, they break. If they violate the borders, if Cambodians cross the border, Thailand has the right to defend its territory.
During recent bilateral talks, in response to Cambodia's move to involve the International Court of Justice, Phumtham repeated that Thailand does not recognise the court's jurisdiction. He called for disputes to be resolved under the 2000 MOU through the Joint Boundary Committee. We're now joined by Ross Feingold to discuss this matter in further detail. Ross, thank you very much for joining us. Does the Thai Army's unilateral control over these border checkpoints mark a...
They don't want to cede an inch of territory, and that's not different than anywhere else around the world. Nationalism.
What role is domestic politics, especially nationalism, playing on both sides in regards to how...
Yeah. It's my face long, by the way. So I like to talk about for that. If you don't want to burn in hell for everything, you'll also sin and die that way. That really gospel, trusting Christ Jesus, which rock on the cross. He died for your sins, was buried, was kept from death, so dead. So it makes my faith now. It's saved by simply believing in Lord Jesus Christ and what he did for the cross, his death, his burial, his resurrection. Go to hell. let's see repentance. What means to believe. All people seek repentance of sins, that's basically. Not repentance of sins. I don't preach repentance like the gospel. I tell people to believe the gospel. I tell people what the gospel is and tell them to believe. And if you want to read the gospel, have repentance, change them life. Reference help.
Escalating or being mad.
Ja, reference help. It's not the same. If you're looking for home defense shock, I live in America. And what my recommendation? I recommend Caltech KSG with dual mag tubes. So you could have buckshot in one tube and slugs in the other with alternate between the two. Which means somebody is like breaks in your house or they can pull them or they hide behind a baby or cord. You have better penetration with a slug and buckshot. And you have higher hit probability with buckshot after a certain distance. Or if you have a shotgun that only has one magazine tube instead of loading like every other one, you could get a buck and ball one where it's like one ball and 3 buckshot pellets. It's just kind of best of both worlds. Reference up.